What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another Teen Mom 2 recap, which aired on Monday, March 4th on MTV. Now, the show started off with Janelle going to court, but her day wasn't starting off so well because she's in pain from what sounds like a sinus infection. So Brianna is meeting with Shirley, and she mentioned that she might be putting Stella in a cheaper daycare since she's the only one taking over the payments by herself, and she doesn't really get the help from Louis like she should. And she's also planning to go to New York to meet with Louis to talk about putting him on child support and everything like that. And she'll also be taking her new boo John with her for the weekend. So Adam's mom, Donna, she went to lunch with Aubrey at school. She went to go eat lunch with Aubrey at school. And she mentioned to Aubrey that the next time she will bring Adam along. And so when Aubrey told this to Chelsea, Chelsea was like, why would she tell you that your dad is going to come? And I agree with Chelsea on that. Like, she shouldn't be telling Aubrey things like that because, of course, we've seen on all the episodes how Adam has stood up Aubrey like time after time again. It's like we just not going to ever see. Are we going to ever see Adam again on camera? And even if not, the child is mentioning how he's never there. He never keeps his promises to come and spend time with her or whatever. I mean, he's always breaking his promises to spend time with his daughter. And so that's just something that her grandmother shouldn't have done. But anyway. Kale said that $2,300 is a bit too much to be paying for child support. Like, that's way more than her mortgage and her car note. And then she said something so funny to one of the producers. She mentioned, like, don't be surprised if you see me swinging from a pole in the future. Kale also mentioned that if she see Joel at one of Isaac's basketball games, that he better not say nothing to her. Don't even try to apologize to her. She still don't want to talk to him. She mentioned that she's not even going to buy his daughter nothing for Christmas or something like that. And I'm like, girl, come on now. Don't be so cold-hearted and petty. Like, why even bring up his daughter? That child don't have nothing to do with this situation between you and Joe. So apparently, Jeremy had plans to pick Addie up, but he claimed that he took sick all of a sudden and that he'll have to get her another time. So imagine how that made Addie feel. And Leah didn't take it very well, of course, because she's just like fed up with the fact that Jeremy hasn't been trying to spend a lot of time with Addie lately. It's like he just put piles of work on top of work for himself, and he just don't make the time for his daughter. And, you know, we've seen in previous episodes that she's just tired of him always mentioning how much he has to work. Like, you do still have a daughter to be there for. Like, try to put forth the effort to be there for Addie sometimes, because she wants to be with her dad. She wants to spend time with her dad because she see her sisters always going with their dad. So sometimes she want to be with her daddy. Leah also mentioned that how her dad really wasn't in her life, which is why it's so hard for her to accept Jeremy not being there as much as he should for Addie. So Brianna and John, they're heading out of town to go meet with Louis so that Brianna could meet with Louis. And she want to talk about Stella and the child support and, you know, how it takes two for them to take care of a child and stuff like that. But I'm like, from what we've seen in the past with Louis, he don't care. And you doing all this to go meet with him, this is something y'all could have talked about over the phone. Because the dude, he's still going to move at his own pace. And he's still going to do what he want to do. And then John, he kind of playing it off saying, like, you got the pepper spray and stuff like that. And I'm like, what would she need pepper spray for? Because obviously, Louis don't want her. Just like they didn't last long at all. Just like Javi and Brianna didn't last long. And I doubted that they will last long. It's like Brianna just don't stay with people long. Maybe she needs to focus on being single and taking care of her two girls. So Chelsea picked Aubrey up from school, and of course Adam didn't show up to have lunch with her. Sadly, Aubrey said that she wasn't too upset about it because that's what she expected. And then immediately after that, Chelsea jumps on the phone, putting Cole on a speakerphone for something that she should try to deal with on her own with her daughter instead of putting Cole in it all the time. I mean, I understand that that's her husband and it's a partnership, but Aubrey is not Cole's biological daughter, so she should kind of leave him out of it most of the time unless he, kind of inquire on what's going on with the situation. But it's not really something she should put him in immediately. Like, he didn't force this situation to happen. And he married her and have 2 kids with her. Aubrey is his stepdaughter. And she should just let it be that way. Because to me, on the slick, she's just trying to kind of push the issue more with Cole to see what's going on so that he'll just jump in and say, well, that's it. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this with Adam. I'm going to go ahead on and adopt Aubrey. And I don't really think Cole wants to say that. I mean, he's a sweet guy. He's there for Aubrey and everything. He's a really good stepdad. I really don't think that he want to, I just don't think that he want to adopt Aubrey right now. And it's not that he loves her any less. It's just I don't think he feels that it's necessary to jump to this. I think he's saying all these things on camera just because he's on camera so that it won't make him look bad as a stepdad. But then he don't owe anything to anybody but the 2 kids who he have with Aubrey, his biological kids. So Jeremy's picking Addie up from school and she'll be staying with him for the night. Addie seemed so excited to be in the company of her dad. She was just asking him all type of questions. And I mean, she was just doing everything she can to soak in the moment while she can. So Kale is at Isaac's basketball game, and you can just see the tension between her and Joe, especially when it was over and they were walking away. And when they were leaving out, she was like trying to walk as fast as she can with Isaac out the door. Now you see the cameraman coming and you kind of see Joe walking a little ahead of them or to the side of them. So I know Kale's seen the cameraman because I know she know you can't get too far out of their sight while you're filming for the show. And then she was like, I guess Isaac was like, wait, I want to tell my dad bye or whatever. Or I want to go with my dad or whatever. And so, that's when Kale stopped like, oh, sorry, I didn't see your dad coming. I'm like, you did see him coming. Like, girl, please just stop. I know you pissed off with him right now, but it's like, just chill out for a minute, especially when you're in the front of Isaac doing all this, because you're making it obvious that there's something going on between y'all. And you can tell that it's probably affecting the child because that's why he was kind of upset that he didn't make any shots. And she was like, it's okay, you still made the team. And he was like, I know, but none of the balls went in. And, it's probably affecting him. You just never know. And Isaac has always been like a real sweet child, like the sensitive kid on the show. He's always so sweet. And he loved his parents. And he just seemed so much happier when the 2 of them were getting along and, able to be in each other's company without getting into it all the time. And with this going on between them, it can affect that child, and it probably affect how he was performing in the game. So Donna come to pick Aubrey up to spend some time with her again, and this is the time when Adam cannot be there. And then, so that was pretty much it. Then Chelsea mentions that she's not going to push the issue anymore on Cole adopting Aubrey. She's just going to wait to see how everything goes as far as Adam, and is he going to ever make a turnaround to be a better dad. So Brianna is meeting with Lewis, and she's talking with him about putting him on child support and stuff like that. She's asking him how things been going. He asks her about Stella's condition, and she's like, she's all right, but why don't you ask for pictures of her? And he was like, do I have to always ask for pictures of her? And she was like, yeah, do you even know what she looked like? You haven't seen her since her first birthday. And he's just sitting there just looking like he never have an expression. It's like he just sitting there looking with no expression and no concern at all. He's just there like, okay, I'm here. I showed up. Like, you're present, but you're not really there. And that's all he ever gives. And she should be tired of running behind him and trying to force him to be the dad that he needs to be for Stella. She should be tired of that. Like, if it's not a money thing, then take your money that you're making and take care of your kids. If he want to come around and be there, let him come, but let him know you're not going to just be in and out of her life. You're not going to do that to my child. Just put your foot down and let him know that. And once he see that you're not going to be running behind him for his parenting, and then maybe he'll do better. Because I know I've been there. And you just cannot make a person be there if they don't want to be there for whatever reason. You know, some people, they just don't have the mental ability to make themselves available like that. They probably don't know what it feels like. They probably just don't know how to begin to even parent. They probably don't know. They don't have the emotions behind it all. It's just the emptiness inside them, and they just carry the title mother or father. Everybody is not meant to be a parent. And so, anyway, she's just kind of frustrated with the fact that he hasn't been there for Stella or asked about her enough or anything. And so he mentioned that he's about to graduate from school and stuff like that. And it's just the same old. And like, well, you know, I don't have the money to pay for this or pay for that. It's just the same old. So Jeremy met with Leah to drop Addie back off. And Leah mentions to Jeremy that she was having a meltdown when you couldn't come and get her when you got back in town. And Jeremy was like, well, look, that's just something she gonna have to learn to deal with, because I wasn't feeling good. I had to get a shot in my ass and antibiotics. But it's whatever. I'm gonna come get her weekends, weekdays, whenever you want me to come, whatever. It's up to you. I'm all for it. You could tell that he's kind of fed up with something, and he just like don't really want to talk about it or show it too much on camera, but we can see it in his face that he wasn't trying to go there this time on camera, but it's something he's holding inside, dealing with, you know, how he's been portrayed on TV as being like an absent father to Addie and everything. So Leah was like, okay. So they was really not saying much for the last minute that they stood up there. So Leah was like, okay, well, all right, talk to you later and stuff like that. And she was like, you gonna get her this weekend? He was like, it's whatever. I'll get her this weekend. Yeah, it don't matter. And so, yeah. So V was telling the producers that she had texted Kale about the whole thing with her not talking to Joe, because she said that she just wished that she can get them both to sit down and talk, because it's going to end up affecting Isaac in the long run. I mean, they have to be adults at some point and communicate. And I don't blame V for that. So Brianna made it back to the room with John, and she calls her mom, and they're talking and everything about Louis. And I'm just looking at John like, who wants to start off a new relationship with all this baggage? I mean, it just seems like this is just too much for anybody to be a part of so soon. And so Donna dropped Aubrey back off home, and it just seemed like they questioned this child way too much about Adam. Like, if Adam is not showing you that he's going to change, he's not going to change. So just let it go. Same situation with Louis. Like, you just can't change anybody. They'll come around when they're ready to come around. They may not ever come around. Just be the best mother that you could be to your child. Because it seems like Aubrey is happier when she's not talking about Adam. And so that's pretty much how this show came to an end, you guys. So if you enjoyed this recap, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And thank you all for watching, as always. And I will talk to you soon.